Will be the next victim. It's an all-new Murder in Small Town X.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised. Previously on Murder in Small Town X.
Everyone in this town has a little something in the closet that we're beginning to uncover.
So we know it's Prudence Connor. Who's the man?
This is Flint. Hopefully Thibodeau will be eliminated. Frank, the reporter, he's everywhere.
Bet you he's having an affair with her.
Oscar Blodgett, that was her husband. He died on a boating accident.
Kristen is the only person in the house that is ever annoying to me.
Who knows? She might be just like one of those cockroaches that don't die and she'll come back again. Hello?
Targeting me.
No,
wait, do you think I killed Lyda?
No, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and interject here. I got a phone call from Lily.
No, you don't interject nothing.
Oh, that was beautiful. You don't interject nothing.
How old are we, 3? Maybe.
I have a lot of sympathy for her because I don't think she's had real friends. You don't interject nothing.
I'm gonna smack you. Turn it off.
Just smile and go away.
Yeah, he always just as it is, and you're just allowing him to annoy.
No, we're not. We're all having a good time. Everybody went out to
How can people like that ever model?
Would you stop letting him get you?
Okay, that is me. Okay, I can't help it.
Get you.
It's better than hitting him.
You're right, it is.
Thank you.
Don't hit.
In the quiet town of Sunrise, Maine, a killer is on the loose. A reward has been offered to 10 ordinary people. They have been sent to Sunrise to play the killer's twisted game.
Welcome to Sunrise.
Now, they must enter the mind of a killer and solve the mystery before they are eliminated, one by one.
Hey, Gary.
Good morning, everyone. I know we had another rough night last night. We lost another member of our team, but we have to move forward. Last night, we had a killer clue out at the lighthouse. Kristen, why don't you give us a little brief summary of what happened and what you found?
I went to the top of the lighthouse where the light's shining, and taped to the light was a map that says that, you're not finished yet. You have to go over to the cliff and look over where the cliff is. So I walked down the lighthouse and walked over to where the cliff is. There was a fence around it, and there was a memorial sticking out of the ground. It was a hand with a net around it. There were brass plates on the bottom, circled in blood. One of the brass plates read the last name of Duchamps.
The monument that you saw is called the Lost at Sea Monument. The person out there at the lighthouse, the keeper, is called Bradford Ferris. So track 1 will interview the lighthouse keeper about the Duchamps. Find out what happened to them. Now, Katie asked me earlier about the scramble game you guys recovered from the Lyda Blodgett murder scene. I have some lab results for you. We did have a computer match on the partial print on the back. A single latent print matches a set of prints taken in order to issue a press credential for Frank Kovic. Partial print is Frank Kovic on the scramble game. So I'd like to send out a track to meet Kovic at his boathouse. I called over to the paper and they said he's off today and he's working on his boat. I want to find out exactly where Kovic was at the time of Lyda's death, which we had talked about on the Reverend's timestamp of 10:15 on his answering machine. Track 2 will get Kovic's alibi for Lyda Blodgett's murder. What we need to do now is choose the lifeguard. As you know, Stacy was eliminated last night. Let's look at her last will and testament.
It would be a phenomenal thing for me to be able to return with the clue. But if I don't, I thought about this long and hard. I choose Jeff as the lifeguard. Do a good job, buddy.
Jeff was chosen lifeguard for 3 days. How he did it, he campaigned for it. He's good at that.
Okay, Jeff. Remember, the lifeguard is a coveted job because it keeps you here at home base safe from the killer. You also coordinate the teams out in the field, okay?
Can I just say one thing before? I think we all frequently talk about our unique qualities in this group. and how diverse our personalities are, which help us in so many ways. And at times, we will butt heads at times. I must say, I also do appreciate people that challenge me. With that, I truly don't respect and will not tolerate anyone that is conniving, manipulating, or lying in this house. And I think we all agree to that. So,
The killer clue team is going to go to the lighthouse. Who would you like on that?
I believe I'm going to give the honor to Kristen, since she did come back with the killer clue, and it'll be Kristen and Angel. Second team would be Katie, Brian, and Alan. Is everyone all right with that?
Yes. Fantastic.
Water, food, munchies, clothes.
PBJs. Where's the other ones?
Girl, you just grabbed someone else's lunch.
Shut up.
Angel to Jeff.
Jeff, go ahead, Angel.
Jeff, be advised that we mistakenly taken someone else's lunch. You may have to have them prepare some more food for themselves.
You can blame it on me.
We're a team.
I think that she needs somebody that she can trust and that she feels that she's found someone that she can trust in me. She's a very nice woman, and I don't want her to feel any more hate and dislike from what she's been getting from the group.
I was expressing how I felt that mistreating you was wrong. If they didn't think you were a good investigator, that's one thing. But to mistreat you is another thing, and I didn't agree with that. I'm not gonna be part of that. That's why Stacy later on came over and told me that she expressed a little anger toward me. I'm like, I'm not gonna get involved in the gossip and the negative.
So I'm going to drop your Fontaine around so you can get out right here.
Right down here?
Yeah, Frank is right down there. Oh, his wife is there. That's Tate.
Oh, she's there?
Yeah, she's with him.
You can just stand there.
You can't just walk out on everything.
I sure can. I'm going back to my parents because I don't want to be here anymore.
I said that I was sorry, Tate.
Sorry doesn't count, Frank. You need a lot more than sorry to make things change.
You can't just throw everything away.
I'm not throwing anything away. Who threw what away?
It was one night.
Yeah, well, it was more than one night, Frank. It was a marriage.
We were gonna talk about this.
Yeah, we were going to talk about things. But what happened to you last night?
Hey, I was here by
Who were
myself.
you here with, Frank?
I was by
Who
myself.
Were you with? I don't believe that. Why should I believe that? We're leaving. You want to say goodbye to your daughter?
Calm down.
No, I'm not going to calm down.
Be better if we came back at another
Wait
time, Frank.
a minute. Just give me a minute, okay?
And then she had the whole car packed up, had Katie in the car, and they took off. So he freaks out. We go, you know what? Maybe this is a bad time, Frank. Obviously, it's a bad time. Why don't we come back?
They were arguing about an affair that Frank had had, and supposedly that the person Frank had the affair with was pregnant. It all clicked in our minds at the time that it was probably Sam Larrabee, but we didn't know for sure.
He was pretty much, get to the point, Katie, and I was like, hey, you know, we saw you with Lambert the other night. You were upset. You got in a fight there, talking about Blodgett. And well, get to the point while you're here. I'm like, you know, we want your alibi for the other night when Miss Blodgett was murdered.
You just don't get it. I'm on your side.
I know that, but you know what? In order for us to have communication and work together, you can't look at it as I'm accusing you of something. I'm asking for your help. You know, this is going to help us out.
Okay.
So if you look at it that way.
As long as you understand, I'm trying to do the same thing that you were trying to do, okay? Yeah. That night, I was at the diner. I was talking to Sam.
You're talking to Sam?
About what time were you at the diner?
I was probably there from like 9:30 till about 11 maybe, and then I came here.
From 9:30 to 11 o'clock, he was at Sam's diner talking to Sam. So that's his alibi for Lyda Rose's murder.
You guys take it
Appreciate it. Come and see us.
All right.
How bad did you want to go into his boathouse?
Pretty bad.
When he sat right at the stupid door.
He knew what he was doing.
So the next time around, it'll be me to go first. I pose the biggest threat to Jeff.
And I pose a threat to Jeff on top of that because I've come back 3 times.
No, you just aggravate him. That's what you do.
Why? Because he's just a woman.
No, because he doesn't like you.
Well, good luck getting anything out of that lighthouse keeper. He's a strange old guy.
Thanks. Okay.
All right, Mo, thank you very much.
No problem.
Bye, thanks.
Watch your step.
Seemed like he got pretty mad with Mr. Lambert.
Are you suspecting Frank?
No, he just got a little bit upset at the party the other night and said some things to Lambert. We just wanted to find out if he meant anything by them or if it was just he was a little frustrated about
about? I gotta talk to them.
Don't tell me what to do.
I need one of you to meet me at the salmon pens tonight after 8 o'clock.
Which
Just
salmon
one of you.
pens? Which salmon?
You know the salmon pens by the old sow.
Okay.
After 8 o'clock.
Great.
I got something I gotta tell you.
All right. Yes, sir. Semper Fi? He gave Semper Fi any other time he talked to me. I'll go. After 8.
Mr. Bradford, I'm coming all the way from Sunrise, Maine.
Yeah?
I'm a little interested in the lighthouse and the monument that's down there.
I don't know much, but I do know everything about the monument and everyone who's died in the waters out here, who's on it, yeah?
Exactly what we need. Well, what happened to the Duchamps?
Duchamps. Summer. Spring of 1941. We had a terrible gale out here. Winds was whipped up bad and we lost a lot of ships all up and down the coast. And then the Duchamps. Lost all hands. None of the wreckage was found. And not a soul was rescued. Duchamps.
We had the whole family, all 9 of them.
They're down on the monument. You see that hand?
Yes.
Reaching up out of the ground?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's supposed to look like it's reaching right out of the sea.
Monument dedicated to those lost at sea, the Duchamps, a family of 9 men, women, and children who perished at sea in 1941 in a gale.
A huge windstorm that winds go 65 miles per hour. So they got taken down in the gale. And I go, well, do you have the month and the day? He goes, all I know it's the spring of 41. He goes, that's all I know.
I think I would like to continue to work with Kristen because I think she's had enough abuse. So, I'm not gonna send her out. Or I won't vote for her, at least.
Thank you very much, Mo.
No problem.
I'll see you around.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Goodness gracious.
I'm coming, I'm here.
Heads up. Stay away from his mom.
What is it?
It's a makeup.
Good job.
Hey, Connor.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Wow.
Connor, hey, is that thing that you guys use to catch the fish with?
No, that's to kill a shark with is what it's
What
for.
is it?
It's a bang stick.
What does it do?
Kills the shark.
Really, what does it shoot out of it to kill it with?
What do you think?
I don't know. Bullet? Air? I don't know. We just found the murder weapon.
Bang stick.
When you
push it up against it,
Yep.
tool that you're sticking around.
That's the murder
It doesn't shoot anything, according to Mo. It doesn't shoot anything. It just shoots nothing. But when you press it up against somebody, bow, it shoots. It sounds like a gun. I heard 2 gunshots. I'm like, what's going on? So that brings Connor back into the circle.
Like she was a pro. She was in that boat and out of that boat, like she knew exactly what she was doing. Wow.
Where am I supposed to go? The salmon pens.
Salmon
At
pen
the
by
old sow.
Old sow. That's where they found Carmen's body. An old
That's
sow.
nice.
The first night we were here. Maybe you're gonna get a big clue tonight.
I figure if it's dark, I mean, you know, who's gonna... Jeff, I'll be back.
All right, man. Be careful.
I got you.
Bye, Alan.
Good luck, man.
See y'all.
Take care.
Remember, if you are alone, you are at risk from the killer.
You've got to stop this.
I know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't. You've invited these people out here, and you're going to tell them some crazy story.
What are you afraid of?
I've always been honest with you. Would you stop this? You don't even know
He's here to help us.
No, he's not.
Yes,
you don't
he
know
is.
this.
Get over here, knock
You don't know this. Stop. Stay right there.
Don't listen.
Stay right
Hey, you
there.
back off. I'm telling
you. You know what? You
Knoxville,
stop.
come here. Give me that. Give me. What are you doing?
Then she turned and threw it. It's in the water.
Connor!
Connor!
So she freaking knows when we saw her today that we have an idea that that's the murder weapon, obviously.
All right, Mo, get him out of here. Connor!
Let's get in the boat.
What's up with that?
No idea.
All the time like that?
No.
Leaving?
We're getting the hell out of here.
What are you hiding?
I'm done.
I saw the way you looked at Jimmy Tinker.
That's right.
What the hell are you doing, Jimmy Tinker?
Stay out of it.
You protecting him? What are you protecting? Who are you protecting?
Morning, everybody.
Morning,
Morning, Gary.
Alan, you were going to go meet Thibodeau at the salmon pens. There, it's very, very risky what you did, but I'm hoping that a clue came from it.
Right, I went with Mo out to the Kingfisher salmon pens. And when we got there was an argument between Thibodeau and Connor. They argued back and forth, and I noticed she had something in her hands. And he was trying to grab it, so she just turned and threw it in one of the pens. And from what I've heard Angel and Kristen talking about the bang stick, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Tell me what happened.
We get off the boat, and all of a sudden, we see there's more sweepers than I've ever seen before in one area. It completely caught me off guard.
When I got to the boat, Lambert was in it, and he had caught a Mako shark, about 300-400 pounds, and used these two sticks to kill it.
I see Connor jump off with something, and I start chasing her down the dock, yelling her name.
Okay.
And I go, Connor, what's that in your hand? She goes, what do you think it is? I go, I don't know what it is. What is it? And she goes, it's a bang stick.
Okay, I guess it's a very common tool fishermen use when they're out fishing, but that's the first time I've seen it or heard of it when you guys mentioned it. Now, you saw the bang stick first, so Angel and Kristen, you're going to train today for a cold water dive. It's dangerous, but I want you to recover that bang stick. It could be the murder weapon.
Yeah.
Now, on the Kovic track. On the night of Lyda's murder, Kovic said he was at the diner until 11 o'clock. Duncan was able to pull the phone records from Lyda Rose Blodgett's house on the evening of the murder. There's a copy. There was a phone call made at 11:15 from Lyda's house to Reverend Rusty Crandall's residence. The Reverend had brought the tape over with a timestamp of 10:15. Did the Reverend deliberately change this timestamp? I say we clear it up right now. Let's call over there and talk to him and see what the problem is, okay?
Hello?
Yeah, can I speak to Reverend Rusty Crandall, please?
You know, he just got into the shower. Who is this?
This is Gary with the investigators. Who's this?
Hey, Gary, this is Mary Elizabeth.
Ah, Mary Elizabeth, okay.
Help you with anything?
Yeah, maybe you could. The answering machine that the Reverend has there, do you see it? Can you tell me what time it says?
It says that right now it is 1:08. Oh my goodness. You know what? It is an hour. It's an hour behind. You must have forgotten to change it.
Okay, can you just tell him that we called then, and if he gets a chance to get back with us?
Sure.
Thank you, Mary Elizabeth. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I'd say.
Okay, so Kovic says he left at 11 o'clock from the diner. This call was made at 11:15. The diner is very close. Within 15 minutes, could have easily gone up there. So Kovic is not eliminated by the alibi he gave us. But we want to talk to Sam. Again, you don't need to reveal to her any of the things that Frank has said. Let's see what she has to say.
The crappy part about all this is like asking people their alibi because they think we're like immediately accusing them when really in actuality it helps us so much because it creates a timeline for like what's going on and just helps us out so much. Sure. Yeah, of course. But I guess most recently, I mean,
For Lyda.
For Lyda, that's what we're trying to figure out right now.
Trying to find out what everyone was doing on Wednesday night.
I was here at the diner. You were at the diner?
Yeah, I was here.
Hey, Frank.
What's up,
Frank?
For a second. Yeah, what are you guys talking about?
I was just chilling out.
You know, about Wednesday night. Frank came by. Frank was here.
You guys asked me about Wednesday night yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. I just had a couple
Bruce,
more
it's
questions.
okay.
Do you mind if I ask you over here?
Yeah.
I kind of pulled him aside, and he was like, I want to take you back to my office with me. I have something to show you. And he tried to get us all away from Sam. I'm like, they're just going to sit and talk with Sam. I'll come with you. Don't worry about it.
I just don't want them to upset her, you know?
I got it. Where'd you go after you left the diner the other night?
I'll tell you that. I wasn't completely honest with you yesterday. I was at Lyda's house the night she was killed. I got home around 8:30, and Tate told me that she had just gotten off the phone with Lyda. And Lyda had said, you should know that your husband and Samantha had been having an affair.
So Frank took off, went back to Lyda's house around 9 o'clock. He said he was so mad he didn't know what he was going to do.
And she just stood there and she let me yell at her. And then she said, which I didn't expect, she said, do you want to come in and sit down? And I did. And she was really calm, and she looked at me and she said, were you really going to tell Tate about this?
He said he didn't do anything to Lyda that night. The only thing that I really don't like about Frank right now is that his game was found at the scene of the murder, which he did say he was at Lyda's twice before that day, but I still don't like that that was there, and he really doesn't have a good alibi.
Tell you something about Frank. Okay. Frank is a really, really good guy. I know. And, he would never do anything to hurt anybody. And I know you guys are kind of on his case about, like, where he's been spending his time and stuff, but, I don't know if you know this, but I'm 2.5 months pregnant with Frank's baby. You know, we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do, and, you know, I love Frank as a friend, but I just don't know, I don't know what we're gonna do. Of course, I don't want to break up his marriage, and he's got a little girl. I totally understand.
Well, I wasn't shocked at all that Sam was pregnant with his baby. You could just tell it wasn't just a brother and sister friendship. There was something more.
I want you guys to know, I'll just show it to you. You know, I told you guys that I have been doing some digging. And I have a friend who works at a bank down in Grady, but it's based in the Cayman Islands. There's a branch in Nova Scotia. Apparently, Flint had an offshore account.
Okay.
Now, the only reason that somebody would have an offshore account is so that you can circumvent U.S. banking laws. It's a lot easier to dump money and hide money.
It's gonna help us establish a motive for the killer, why the killer went after Nate Flint, if he's got the secret money. Sometimes people kill people when they owe something, seek revenge. It's a pretty common motive within murder investigations, so money does come into play.
If you ever feel pain in your ears or your sinuses, you need to stop your descent and come up. If you don't do that, you can rupture an eardrum, you can lose your hearing for the rest of your life. You can rupture the linings of your sinuses. They fill up with blood. As a rule, equalize early, equalize often, not have any trouble.
We had to put these huge suits on that looked like space suits. And we had to be completely enclosed in these masks and breathe into this little tiny thing, which made me feel claustrophobic at first. They didn't think it was safe for me to go under, but Angel mastered it and was able to go under.
I think it's asking too much of anyone. I'm not saying it's asking too much of you.
Right.
It's asking too much of anyone to try and use the latest gear in the worst conditions.
I convinced her that even though she wasn't getting into the water, she was still a big part of the team, our team, just her and I. And whatever I accomplished, she accomplished along with me.
You know exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool.
I'll find some treasure.
The graphic nature of this program. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is from a banker in Grady who's friends with his, and he says it's an offshore account that that Nate had. It's page 1 of 2 of his account summary. Frank got it after doing a little bit of digging, and he thinks that the second page of this document might be in
Mr. Flint's basement. He said he had a little office down there. Hey, Chief.
Katie, myself, and Alan went back to the Flint's house to take a look in the basement and throughout the whole house to see if we could find the second piece of that bank statement.
Well, it looks a lot better.
Yeah.
Looks like you got things cleaned up.
We got the runner out of here because it's drenched in blood. No reason to have that.
Right.
So you guys just want to go right to the basement, huh?
Yeah,
The basement looks a lot better than the last time.
It does look a lot better.
Yeah, we took care of that as well.
What do you got there? Just an old book. They're just looking for some papers if you had them down here.
To be honest with you, I never really came down here when the Flints were still with us.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know what he did down here. I don't know if he just did some work or what. Storage.
Here, let me show you what the looks like.
Okay. I'm looking for.
What you got there?
On my third time through the basement, I noticed a small, black, wadded up garbage bag in the corner of the basement. I didn't think much of it, but I kind of poked through the bag and looked into it, and it appeared to be a bunch of shredded papers.
Look like some receipts or something.
Some docket, yeah.
Why don't we take those just in case? I don't think we'll be able to piece them back together, but maybe that's what we were looking for. This is nothing. It might be something, but it's nothing we're gonna be able to put back together. Although Katie will stay up
I'll
all
volunteer.
night. Stay up all night puzzling this.
No.
Yeah, she will.
The other night, I was brainstorming as to why someone could commit such a horrific crime. And I realized that every single clue and piece of evidence we found has something to do with the sea, fishing, the ocean.
I can get chosen to take a dangerous track. You know, you just never know where you're gonna end up on these tracks.
As far as the thoughts of the killers go, I would probably think it would be either Connor or Thibodeau.
We were trying to figure out what the weapon was, the weapon used to kill the Flints and some of the other people. It's a huge piece of the puzzle because it belonged to a fisherman. There's a big fishing industry. I still believe it may be Lambert. Connor is throwing me off for a loop, but right now, he's my choice.
Why would there be shredded paper in the Flint's house?
I'm not sure. We're not even sure what those documents consist of, but we're going to try to put those together in just a little bit.
All right. If you come up with anything, just let me know, and then I will talk with you guys later this evening.
Thank you kindly.
All right, thanks. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Disaster.
We'll just each take a color.
Oh,
Well, it's kind of cool.
it really is something. I thought I picked up garbage. Summary of result.
It's only about 34 degrees. And they kept saying that unequipped, a person would only last about 7 minutes. And I started doing the search. I went over to my left and I kind of circled around to my right. And I saw the bang stick just lying there at the bottom of the net. And I was worried that with my push of the water and the current, I would have driven it through the net. If it would have, I would have lost it. It was very rewarding to get that thing because we had practiced all day for it. And when I finally grabbed it and I had it in my hand, it was like winning a race, you know? It was a great feeling.
Good job, Angel.
As we were going through and trying to piece them out by color, I felt a piece of paper that felt a little bit thicker than all the other ones.
See, this is very thick paper, like cardboard. So if you see any of this,
Might be, yeah.
then definitely we want it.
Hey, Brian.
What?
Here's another one.
How many would you say we're missing? Just the
I'd say
middle
you're
portion?
missing like 4. I found another one.
Alan, what'd you do? Go through that with freaking sunglasses and gloves on?
Which pile?
You went through your pile that you had already been through. Found 2 in a minute.
So Katie found one in Alan's empty pile?
Found 2. Here's one.
The dates? No. I found it! Yeah, it's got the dates.
Nice job!
Mr. Flint's had been putting $9,999 in every few days. It had amounted to about $250,000. Also, at the very end, we noticed that he had withdrew the entire amount, cleaned out the bank account the day before his murder.
I had a chance to look over Nate's bank statement you guys put together, and he's receiving payments for $9,999 keeping it under the $10,000 IRS reporting limit.
Under the name Enhanced Power for the...
Okay, that's who he's getting the money from.
Yeah, or that's, yeah.
The company.
That's the company that he's...
All right, well, what we'll do is we'll do some follow-up with Enhanced Power. And it was Frank who led you to this bank statement. What do we think about him?
I don't completely trust him yet. I think he's still pretty high up on the suspect list just because his alibi, he doesn't have one yet. He was alone during both of the murders.
All right. Excellent work on this Track 2 team. And Track 1, you guys did an outstanding job in recovering this weapon.
Thank you very much.
Phenomenal. That dive was not an easy dive. The bang stick that you recovered, you unscrew the top, shell is placed in here. And then what happens is when you push it, see how the firing pin comes up? And that causes a concussion shock, which causes the damage to the fish. Now, I had this out to be test fired, and we've got some video for you to show.
I'm surprised they didn't blow their head off.
Here's a photo of Carmen Flint, and again, it's consistent with the bang stick theory.
Ouch.
Okay, then the spent round was placed under a micro lens next to the other 357 casings you retrieved from the crime scenes. They compared the firing pin marks, and it is a match. Because there is no bullet, we have no rifling, so we can't compare and match it to a specific bang stick. So what do we know from what this is the type of weapon probably that was used, right? But this may not be the weapon.
Definitely.
Jeff?
We did recover the red and black packages.
Where was that recovered from?
We left Drew's club, and then I heard the phone ring. I went over, answered the phone, and of course there was no answer. But I did notice the 2 packages there.
All right. And the killer has said before that he's going to put a question in here, and that if the group answers the question correctly about our investigation, that he will clear one of the 15 people that we have up on the board. All right, let's answer the question. Okay, the question is, how many sweepers were at the pier when Connor and Lambert killed the shark?
It's up to Angel and Kristen.
I didn't count the sweepers. I heard the gunshots and I went straight for the boat.
The day I came back in, I said 12.
That's the answer, man.
I mean, I'm sorry if it's wrong, but they
Don't
were
worry about
everywhere.
it. She says 12. I believe her.
And we go with 12.
Is that the answer?
Yes, it is.
Okay, send 12 from the lifeguard. Correct. Wow. Very good work. Very good work.
It's Deanna.
The vampire.
Okay. Good work.
Yeah, thank God I
We're
counted.
clearing Deanna Harris off our suspect board. All right, you guys, good job. Excellent so far. But again, I'll be back today at 4 o'clock, and we've got to play the killer's game, where we'll open the black envelope and decide who's going to go out to the killer locations.
The dark cloud over the group is thickening, and people are starting to plot.
You know what? I tell you honestly, I hope it doesn't get to the point where we start hating each other.
So I think tonight you're going to see some really down low stuff coming forward.
It's now time to play the killer's game and open the black envelope. The killer has told us that the envelope will contain directions to 2 locations. At one location, the killer will have left an important clue. At the other location, the killer will be waiting, and one of you will not be coming back. The whole group, excluding the lifeguard, will choose who the first person is to go out. Then, the lifeguard will choose who the second person is. So, Kristen, start us off, please.
Oh, this is a very tough decision. I actually like everybody. But tonight, I'm going to go ahead and vote for Brian.
The problem is, with our numbers so small, it comes down to who do you feel comfortable working with.
I definitely have to worry about Doc if he were still around, so hopefully I can get this taken care of. It sounds kind of bad, but...
Tonight, God love her. I love this girl.
Kristen, I think, has been through it enough. I think it's time to send someone else on the killer's track. Let them know what she's been through.
Person to go to the killer location. It's Brian. Need the lifeguard to come up.
My vote is quite easy for me because I think everything deals with a lot of karma in life, and what comes around goes around. So my decision for tonight is Kristen, and I wish you both luck. And you know who I want to come home. That's my decision.
Okay. The second person to go out is Kristen. I need you to stay. We're going to open the black envelope and decide the locations of where they're going to go. Brian, Kristen, could you stand? There should be 2 envelopes in here. You can remove both envelopes. Either envelope to the first person that the group has chosen, which is Brian.
Pick your future.
There you go. Okay. The second one goes to Kristen. And read out loud where you're going to be going.
I am going to the Kingfisher Aquaculture.
I am going to Thibodeau's cabin.
And I wish both of you the best of luck.
Well, if someone already packs their bags before they leave, they almost, in a way, create their own reality.
So great, so I'm going to go out again and come back.
I didn't say anything wrong with it. I didn't say anything.
I know, but you, Mr. Positive, is actually Mr. Negative.
How is that negative?
The fact you were born is negative. You, like, give all these God speeches and you don't live by them. It's pretty pathetic.
What I don't like is that nobody said anything to me. Whatever. If she comes back, she really has the best luck on the planet. She deserves to win the game.
So you've come back 3 times, like completely gone against all odds.
Right.
You come back a 4th time, you are Wonder Woman.
Good luck, Brian.
So you're telling me that you're hunting down a psychopath who has killed who knows how many, and the subject of death hasn't crossed your mind?
Oh, it certainly has crossed my mind, but I push it to the back quickly because I've got other things to worry about. I'd rather spend my energy worrying about what I can do while I'm alive than what I can't do if I'm dead. All right.
Sink. Blood. Keep going.
What does that mean? Good luck?
Good journey.
More rooms. More rooms. Here. Ammunition.
Thibodeau! What happened to you? What happened to you? Did you go to hospital?
Just take me to X-ray to take me to Dr. No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I know where to go.
It's gonna be a long walk. Can you walk? Okay.
You have a huge gash on your head. Did you know that?
I just been weak. I'm sick.
I'm taking you to Dr. Neva's. And Kristen, I'll drop you off afterwards.
Good job, Kristen.
I'm sorry, I had to get blood on the film because,
It's fine, just go ahead and set it up on the table
put it
there.
in the bag with the flowers. Don't
That's
wanna
fine, just
go off to the...
leave the flowers up against the table.
This is
It's good there.
Wonder Woman. I'd have lost $200 because I had no way you're coming.
That...
Do you feel just like numb right now, or
that
what?
scared the hell out of me. I go there, I think he's dead. I'm yelling his name, and he jumps up in convulsions. I screamed. I freaked. I thought he was the killer at that point in time.
Okay, now the 16mm film that you recovered from Thibodeau's residence. Of course, it's the fourth film, it appears, the killer has sent us. Now we've had a chance to download it. Let's take a look at it.
The boat was typical for around here. 28, 30 feet, shallow draft. It wasn't hard to figure out how to do it. I wrapped 8 feet of number 4 primacord around the pressure valve of one of her propane tanks. A little 6-hour kitchen timer set it off. I watched the explosion from 200 yards away, and I could feel the heat from the fire on my face. The boat should have sunk to the bottom, but Oscar was fishing for herring near Dog Island and managed to beach her before he died. They're calling it an accident, but it wasn't. I murdered Oscar Blodgett.
Next week on Murder in Small Town X.
Things are heating up. He's absolutely out there, and he's taking people out.
Serial killer in the town! I don't like Jeff, and Jeff doesn't like me.
I still think that you and Jeff will end up together.
Yeah, he's so my type. I would plow right over someone like that. Get out of here now!
There are more skeletons in the closet of the town than I think in all of New York City.
I know for a fact that you two guys lied to my face.
Are you ready to change your life?
Oh my God, you see that?
Incoming shooter. A presidential candidate has been targeted for assassination.
If Palmer gets hit, he'll tear this country apart.
And federal agent Jack Bauer has just 24 hours to stop it.
Don't trust anybody, not even your own people.
Oh! You're gonna blackmail a district director?
He's got information that I need.
Fox presents an entire season of television.
Find a shooter, Jack.
Devoted to one unforgettable day. 24. A television event. Fox Fall.